another edition of our NAWBO Member Love Live and the Texas Women Mean Business podcast. My name is Akila Mendez Valdez, and we are joined today by Laura Evers of So Safe Solutions. Hi, Laura. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I am super good. Very excited for the weekend coming right up here. Even though I think our weather is going to be a little bit crummy, but we'll be all right. We'll survive. So I love that you've got founder/policy advocate on your title right now. If you guys are watching and you're tuning in on our live stream, or if you're listening in, Laura's got founder/policy advocate. So talk me through. What does that mean? How does that tie into what you do at So Safe Solutions?
Yeah. So I bring a history of social work to everything that I do. I'm a licensed master social worker here in the state of Texas. I celebrate my 20th anniversary in formal social work next week, which is no, next year,
Wow.
which is really insane. Yeah. So
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. It's the love of my life. So,
Mhm.
um, one of the things I really love about social work is it is systems solutions minded. So we are trained to really be able to interact with a system and
Hmm.
help identify where barriers are for people to access what they need and accomplish their goals so that the system thrives and benefits all of its individuals and the community at large. So I have taken that love and that training and that expertise and shifted it into the small business worlds. So I opened So Safe Solutions. And I use all of my background to help small businesses create their own policies and procedures and trainings that help make their work clearer, safer, more sustainable. I am especially passionate about helping businesses find the kind of structure that protects both the people and the operations.
Hmm.
um, Safety is a social worker's whole job.
Right.
So if just one person in the system isn't safe, then no one is. So
Hmm.
we use policy as a tool in the hand of everyone who is active, as a protective shield so that everybody can be safe and work well together.
Hmm. I think when you say, social work is all about systems and things like that, I think a lot of times, you'll hear kind of the negative Nancy say, well, the system is broken, the system is broken. And maybe sometimes too with a small business community, there's a toxic workplace environment and it's,
Mm.
there's nothing to be done. It's just toxic. It's just too far gone to save. What do you say to people who feel like maybe they're fighting that uphill battle or it feels too insurmountable to even, get started?
So my mother has this ridiculous question that she always says, which is, how do you eat an elephant? And it's one bite at a time. And it's kind of gruesome and it's kind of weird, particularly since it's her favorite animal. I mean, we're strange people. So, but that's how you do it.
Yeah.
If you live in a system that is broken, as we all do in the different layers of our life, you can do nothing and it will stay the same, or we can take tiny bites and move forward in incremental steps. And forward motion is forward motion, and
Mm.
one small change is still change.
Mm.
So, and we don't have to do it all at once, it's a process. But something's better than nothing when it comes to policy.
Mm.
And when it comes to out building something that you're passionate about in this business that you've created,
Mhm.
and uh, it- having that passion and that purpose and your culture written down in the form of, this is how I want my phone conversations to go, or this is what I want, this is how I want the office to be cleaned every evening. Those seem silly, but those are simple steps that start to establish a peaceful culture that achieves your goals and protects the individuals that work for you and protects you as you move through the process of becoming the business owner in the business that you love.
Mm. Mm. Fantastic.
Thanks.
So Walk me through that decision to go off in the entrepreneurship world. Was that something that had kind of been brewing for you for a long time? Did it happen suddenly and all at once? I'd love to learn more about kind of your journey to get there.
Yeah, the answer is women, right?
Mm,
Um, Man, we are indomitable. And for probably the last 15 years, I've always genuinely wanted to work exclusively in policy. I love designing policy that functions and works to help guide people move forward and guard them as they make those kind of tenuous steps. It's kind of a parallel process to writing a case plan in social work,
mhm.
where we identify what's working well and maybe what's not working well, and how do we use the what's working well to make a difference and achieve our goals. So, policy is a lot like that, and designing good policy is like that. And I just always wanted to operate in that sphere. It's very scary to do anything on your own, especially as a social worker, because we are trained to always have a supervisor. Um, and, I think that we're all a little bit insecure and we have imposter syndrome. And the more specialized you get, the less you think you're good at something, which is just the weirdest mind game we play on ourselves. Um, but I have continuously met women who did it anyway. And in every field, party planning to cosmetics to international safety training to, I mean, everything. And I just kept thinking, but they're my friends. I'm just like these women, and
Yeah.
they're doing it and they're good at it and they're thriving, and there's no reason why I can't either. So
Yeah.
no, it did not um come out of nowhere. It probably felt like that to my family because I
Mm,
had never said those words out loud, and my husband was driving. We were driving back from the beach just over about a year and a half ago, and I was like, "I'm gonna do this." And he was like, "What? Okay." All right. So, yeah, but um, I think I think that for most of us, when we decide to finally do something, we get on it and do it.
right.
Um, so no, it took about 15 years, and then it took no time at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold up, wait, 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 and then all at once. I can
Yep.
definitely relate to that for
Mhm.
sure. And I love what you said. We talk about all the time working with, female founders that we're helping with PR and things like that, where a lot of times the story writes itself because female founders are almost always doing something different, better,
Mhm.
unique. They have
Always.
those
Yep.
superlatives 99.9% of the time.
Mhm.
So it makes our job really, really easy.
Mhm.
But it sounds like you have a very supportive family.
Mhm.
Was there anybody in your life that you felt like um, maybe had a reaction that you had to kind of push through and still trust yourself to? I know that's kind of a personal question, but was there any moment where you felt like, ooh, I actually have some doubters, or I have some people that maybe don't, give me that exuberant, absolutely, you can do this, and you had to kind of trust your own gut and your own instinct on going out on your own?
Yeah, me.
That's powerful. That is so true. So true.
Yeah, I think, you're always gonna be surrounded by people who either are just don't really care, and so they're like, "Yeah, do what you want." And like, okay. And then,
Mhm.
I'm 43 now, and I've worked really hard to shed the naysayers. Like, if you're not a hype friend or family member, then we can be acquaintances, and I'm just gonna not keep it close. But I think that is a journey of a lifetime. And really and truly, I am the one that ruins everything for me when it comes to business and confidence and achieving. And um, yeah, like I am my harshest.
Mhm.
This isn't for you, Laura. You can't do this. Or even worse, you're always talking about something you want to do and then you just never follow through with it. So
Mm,
I
yeah.
think, yeah, at this stage in the game, I am, it's me. What is
Yeah.
it? I'm the problem. It's me.
Yeah, yeah, a little Taylor Swift
Little
reference. I
Taylor.
like it. Yes,
Nothing wrong with that.
absolutely. Yeah. No, that's so true because I think, even in my own, marriage, I always say, my husband's the accelerator, I'm the brakes. And that's true even sometimes with me and my own ambitions and stuff like that. And so it sounds like
Mhm.
you're very lucky to have people around you too who, give you that vote
I
of
am.
confidence even when it's not,
I am.
internalized yet.
Yeah.
So,
I'm very
um
privileged in that way. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So walk me through, if somebody's interested in working with you, what do you do to ensure the work that you do? Because I think again, when people hear like we're going to put policies in place, we're going to put systems in place, the concern is always, boy, I'm afraid it's just going to sit on a shelf and it's not going to get utilized. What
Mhm.
what is your philosophy to make
Mhm.
sure that what you do and the work that you implement actually gets implemented?
Yeah. So I don't come with a predisposed idea of what you need. I think that's step 1, right? And it is my first meeting with you virtually, in person, really in any way that you and I get face to face. It is my assessment of you and your needs, and the only way that that can be accomplished is by listening to you and your voice, listening to what you feel isn't working right now, what your worries are, and then that's what we focus on. And um, policy policy is a tool. It is not a rule. That's what we're trying to accommodate when we look at, are we compliant? Are we writing things in a way that don't violate rules? But policy is the tool that we use to accomplish multiple goals at one time.
Mm,
So, you if I can use like a communications example, it's so common right now. How do we communicate within our business with each other? Do we use messenger and email and text message and face to face and any other platform that our company pays for? Great. But then, you have a text message at 2 o'clock in the morning from an employee who's like, not going to make it in today. And is that an acceptable way of communicating with each other? Is it working? Does that function and serve you well? Does that
mm,
function and serve your employees well? Um, Technically, it doesn't violate a rule as at the legal level,
mhm,
uh, but it can create um, instability and a culture violation that
mm,
degrades your trust and slows down your accomplishments and really makes you have that conflict in the workplace. So we
mm,
get ahead of that by having a conversation about what is acceptable to you as the owner, and we start by writing it down and putting it to words. Like, when is it the right time to talk to each other? What tools are going to be acceptable? And then we have a conversation on that. And one of the key aspects of having policy in your program is having it be part of your conversation. So when your worker comes to you with a question, the first thing you do is open the link. The first thing you do is draw your worker's attention to, this is what it says. And then everybody has the same message. You have the same message. It applies to you. Um, and then it becomes this kind of practice. And you don't have to worry about getting a training wrong. We started onboarding, we started implementation, and we keep having that conversation. And I can do that for you as the business owner. I can provide that maintenance service. But really, my preference is that you would have the self efficacy and the freedom to just have that be your first action. And we
mhm,
train that. We train that. We train you to independence. We train you to freedom of use so that you
mhm.
don't have to depend on a third party provider. And while I would love to get paid indefinitely forever, I don't actually want that for you, my client. So
Yeah.
um, I we train to independence and freedom of use.
Okay. I'm super curious, both maybe within your business and then also as you're advising clients, what is your relationship? And this is kind of a broad, question you could take in a lot of different directions, but what is your relationship to AI? How much do you have to talk through with your clients about how to, navigate around it, be careful with policies? How much has it transformed your work and how you do, your pieces? Because everybody thinks they can punch into Chat GPT, give me an employee contract, give me a, et cetera, et cetera. You're like, if you're listening in, we've got a little bit of an eye roll going on, which is often,
I'm
I think,
sorry.
often a reaction to
Uh-huh.
how
Yeah.
non-experts use ChatGPT in your field. I think for a lot of us.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
walk me through your thoughts on that.
Step one, anything is better than nothing. All right. So I'm
Mm,
going to be very, very clear that anything is better than nothing. If ChatGPT is what you can afford, that's what you can afford. It is a tool, but really be very specific in the prompts that you use. Really work to accomplish something that's industry specific, and double check everything against multiple AI platforms. So if you are putting ChatGPT questions in and saying, "Hey, I need I need a new hire contract or I need a job description," and this is kind of what the job is. ChatGPT will make you one, and it'll be a good start. Run it through another AI platform. Check every point through Google. Take a minute and do a word or a phrase search at your state or federal level uh, um, workforce uh, words at the workforce website. So, we're in Texas. So go to texas.gov. If you have a TDLR license, go there, and make sure that the information matches, because ChatGPT uh, it is it is a robot, and it will only do what you tell it to do, and it doesn't know what inferences you need, state specific information. It will get citations wrong, its math will be wrong, its averages will be wrong, because it just is pulling from the entire world of information online, and that entire world has all been put there by people. And so there's always going to be operator error in chat, and no AI platform is going to sort through those errors for you. That will be your job. So if that's what you can afford, that's what you can afford. If you can afford something a little bit more robust, like a LegalZoom or some of the other tools out there, please use those. Um, but having having someone who this is their job and this is their expertise and who's willing to take on that liability for you, which is a huge part of what I do. Like, I'm willing to take on that liability, and carry that for you, then absolutely offload a task or seven to your local policy expert. Um, AI is so fun, right? Like, oh my gosh, it's so much fun, but it's also a great weapon, and it's also a great tool. So use it carefully. I do write AI policy. I really encourage agencies to get ahead of um, adopting AI. You can't get away from it. We all use it every day in everything that we do. It is part of working in today's world, whether we want to or not. So get ahead of it, early adopt. Let's get some policies on the books about what platforms are accessible, acceptable, and how you want them to be used in the context of your culture.
Mm, I love that. That's fantastic advice. And I love the no judgment perspective. Like, I feel like it's just at this point, there's no turning back. AI is
Yeah.
incorporated into everything that we do all the
Yeah.
time. It's just how can we
Yeah.
use it responsibly? And to
Yeah.
your point, just be aware of its limitations and
Yeah.
pitfalls to kind of watch out for.
Yeah.
Um, Now, I love that you have joined NAWBO and, you have this background in policy and really, advocacy in the social work capacity as well, because that's such a huge component of what NAWBO is also all about. You want to talk about the system from a, federal level, being a part of the legislation to make sure that, women are able to open a business and not need a male cosigner. Like NAWBO is just kind of iconic in that space. So what was it that initially attracted you to NAWBO? Was it the policy side or was it something totally different?
Something totally different. I
Mhm.
hadn't heard of it. So my little baby business just celebrated its 1-year birthday 2 weeks ago. Yay!
Yay! We need like a
So
confetti gun. We
I
need
know,
something
poof.
on the
I so I so good. I have made 0 money, but that's okay. Nobody does, is
We
what
love
I'm
the
hearing.
transparency. We love the
Nobody
transparency.
does.
Yeah.
But I have helped organizations with joy. So, I encountered through, my local chamber of commerce, a young business owner, who was the only other woman in the room, um, and so I gravitated towards her, and she ended up being a bookkeeper. And I love to work hand in hand with bookkeepers. There's so
Mm,
much synergy in what we do. Bookkeepers get to kind of see behind the curtain of a company that looks really good on the outside, but maybe has some crinkles and cracks behind the scenes. And so being able to refer to a bookkeeper, being able to have clients referred to me from a bookkeeper, I just love that synergy. So when I discovered her, I was like, holy cow, so excited. We started talking, and she immediately started talking about NAWBO and how excited she was to uh, be connected to it, and how many clients that she had met through NAWBO, and the network that she had met. So she invited me to one of the coffees locally, and we went to one of those. I signed up. I couldn't believe. Oh, this sounds terrible. I feel like this sounds terrible to say, but the quality of person that I met face to face at these NAWBO networking, um, and everyone being super excited to hear about each other's business um, and goals, and just all on the same team, from billionaires to 1-year-old businesses like mine, um, i- international, national, every industry represented, and all women, and all um, just all really proud of each other. I think that was what has really attached me to be excited for NAWBO. And then I did one of the virtual speed dating, speed networking things that NAWBO National does last week. And I met even more people in like Florida and New York and Pennsylvania and DC and Chicago. And I got to talk to all these other business owners who were like, ooh, Laura, this would be a really cool policy breakthrough in real estate. This could be a really good policy target in working with a life insurance person. So it was just a really, really great experience, broadening my own goals and targets,
mm,
and introducing me to potential um, revenue streams that just hadn't even occurred to me yet.
yeah.
And that's like, that doesn't come to you for free. So I was really glad to kind of get it for the
Yeah.
low, low price of going to a Zoom meeting.
Right. Yeah. No. It's where oh, there we go. Okay. We had a connection loss there for a split second. Can you still hear me okay, Laura?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I love those moments when somebody else brings an idea for your business to you and you're like, that you're thinking way bigger
Right.
about my business than I
Uh,
would have even thought. And the
yep.
like the fact that you first of all think that highly of me to suggest XYZ and then,
Yes.
are giving me this free light bulb moment of like, you're right,
Right.
I totally could go off and do that. Like that
Yep.
I feel like women are always just like gushing and like giving other women that sort of level of like, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? Oh my gosh, can I make an introduction to this, organization or group or person, just constantly like, how can I support? How can I connect? How can I make sure that you leave here with just all the like joy and excitement of what's to come? So I'm glad that you found that with NAWBO. And walk me through, is there anything that you're looking forward to, getting involved in? Are you looking forward to, connecting with our members in any way? Anything that you're kind of looking ahead as start your NAWBO journey for?
Yeah. I am doing one of the brunch and learns in May. I'll be doing my first brunch and learn in
Amazing.
May. So I'm
Okay.
really excited for the opportunity to have kind of that expert education. Um, of course, I will be getting involved in NAWBO policy and advocacy. Of
Mhm.
course, I will.
Yeah.
How could I not?
This is what I was
Um,
hoping for, that we could lock you into
oh, good.
volunteer commitments.
I
You
know.
said it
I know
on a
it.
recording.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we've got
It
it. Okay.
it has to happen now. I just need a little bit of time to, like, get my head to stop spinning because
Yeah.
NAWBO turned out to be so much larger and detailed, than I thought possible,
Yeah.
and there's so much information all the time,
Yeah.
and events, and meetings, and connection opportunities,
Yeah.
and, so many, invitations from business owners around the country, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
get on my calendar, let's have a 30-minute conversation, I just wanna know so I can refer so that I can," and it's like, "O okay." So
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah,
And
totally.
I love it, and, yeah,
Yeah.
so
No, it is not your casual, like, "Oh, we just meet for a happy hour once a quarter," or something. Like, it is a
yeah.
high-powered, tons
Mhm,
of ways to plug in, tons of things
mhm.
to be doing. You could do a NOWBO event almost every single day if you combined San Antonio plus national. Like, it's just a
You
ton.
really could. You
Yeah.
really could. Yeah.
Yep, awesome. Well, if people are curious to learn more about you, Laura, what's the best way to get in touch with you and learn more about your services?
Yep. Please visit my website. I pay for it, so I would like you to visit it.
Yep.
It's, sosafesolutions.com. Um, and sorry, yeah, sosafesolutions.com. And, um you can, get on my calendar there. You can send me, an email there asking for specific questions or information. You can find me on all the socials, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. All of those are linked in the everywheres.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so I publish a blog. I really focus on equity and safety. um, so my last blog I'm really excited about. I would love to have people's opinions on it. It talked
Ooh.
about consent in sales. Um,
Mm.
I know. So
Opinions on
uh,
the internet is a dangerous thing to ask for. You might,
I know.
yeah.
But I'm doing it. So
Yeah.
especially when you use the word consent
Oh, yeah. Oh,
in
yeah.
sales. So, but I would really love to have that conversation. I think it's a super important one. Um, so yeah, and if you you know, get on my calendar, let's chatter. Yeah,
All right. Fantastic.
love
Well,
it.
thank you so much, Laura, for joining
Thank
us.
you.
I love the areas that you have an expertise in. I think are going to be so valuable for our organization to tap into and get
Thanks.
to know you better. And it was just such a joy speaking with you today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well,